Good evening, guys, and welcome to our team call for Tuesday, July 3rd. We have a lot of fun things happening, but before we kick off tonight's call, I want to remind you guys that this week is going to be the last week to buy your Summit ticket for only $130. You guys saw us at Summit. It's an amazing time. Summit, guys, is a must. If you're serious about building your business, you can't stay behind. You got to figure it out. And I'm looking at my girl, Rosie, who went over there. And so we said it's like about 7 months pregnant. 7 months pregnant, left her husband with 3 kids at home. So you guys got to make it happen. You have to get there no matter what, because what you're going to learn for your business, the people that you're going to meet, just the experience of being with 20,000 other coaches, being with the other trainers, you just don't want to miss it. You just can't. That being said, tonight we have a really special guest speaker. Her name is Noris Azcona. She's a good friend of mine. She's an amazing mother. She's an amazing wife. But Noris is also a star diamond coach. She's an all-star Success Club legend, 60 months in Success Club, guys. That's 5 years, right? 5 years in Success Club consistently. She's also part of the New York City Market Council. So those of you that are coming to Super Saturday on Saturday, you'll see her behind the scenes. And Noris, like Jessica recognized her picture as soon as she saw her. But Noris is a cast member of the 2B Mindset, the original test group. So I've seen her transform. I've seen her be able to maintain it, which you guys know is a very difficult thing. And, even though we are right in the middle of launch with Lift 4 and Miss de Mas, we can't forget that nutrition is fundamental in our fitness journey and everybody's fitness journey. And with that, I'm going to let Noris take it away. Go ahead, girl.
Well, thank you so much for that beautiful introduction and for having me here tonight. So nice meeting you, Jessica, and all of you who are here. And yes, I am part of the original 2B Mindset crew. And you guys, I hope, have all joined the Two Bunnies Mindset and have been getting to know Ilana as much as I did for now the past, 17, 18 months. I lost count. But it's truly been an amazing journey. Many of you know me just on that little fraction of 2B Mindset. I did release, do you hear an echo?
I'm going to mute everyone and then.
Okay. If you hear.
Go ahead, honey.
Okay. So many of you just know me from the infomercial, but before then I did start 5 years ago and I've lost a total of 85 pounds. So I do relate a lot with the whole transformation, and I love what Beachbody stands for. It is nutrition, it is fitness, it is the support group and all of the accountability that is involved in that. But I never touched upon the nutrition as much as I have in the past 18 months with 2B Mindset. I did release the 60 pounds initially with Shailene Extreme. I went all in with Shakeology. I am a 365er times 5. I have never stopped drinking Shakeology. It is essential to my life. I don't know what life would be without Shakeology. So I did release my, beginning phase, as I said, 60 pounds. And then with 2B Mindset, I had to let go of all my other preconceived notions that I needed to work out in order for me to release the weight. And I'm not sure if you're there, if your challengers are there, or if you're feeling kind of stuck and you're feeling like you're going against the grain and that you have to, outwork the fork. Because in actuality, yes, fitness is important. It's good for our heart, for our stress. For women, we do need to lift, and I'm all for that. But there's so much more into our lives that we're not really tackling. And I find that what 2B Mindset has done for me, and I hope that it's doing for all of you, and I see it now with the people that I've been working for, because now we're on our 2-month mark and we're celebrating success. And I love what's happening because there's a lot of mind shifts that are occurring. It's no longer about having a specific start and end date, which is where I was, and I needed to break out of that. And I think that diets come with expiration dates, and I hate that terminology. So 2B Mindset eliminated that from me, and it was something that I needed to break up with, because I think that all the programs that we start have a date. Let's say 80-day obsession, 80 days, and after the 80 days, then what? Yes, we're blessed enough that we're part of an amazing community where they're always creating new programs, but nutrition is for long term, is livelihood, is what's vital for us. We're made of what we eat. So To Be Mindset truly had me focus more on the nutrition, learning about my body like never before. And I created my blueprint. And because of that, I was able to release 29 pounds, but I needed to put myself through the process and trust it and not seek perfection, because I think that that's just overrated. I was just seeking progress every single day. And I learned a lot about my body with the journaling and tracking my meals and just weighing in every single day and applying the two bunnies principles on a daily basis, and not only on my personal level, but also on the business aspect. And I don't know if you want to just, chime in and we can have a talk, real talk. I love that. Because I find that a lot of times I was feeling a little bit kind of burnt out. Mm-hmm. As far as the coaching opportunity is all about. I was your ideal coach. Yes, I've hit Success Club consecutively, and I've always helped people. But I found myself creating a vicious cycle and going back to the old Noris that had released those 60 pounds. And I started gaining some weight that I didn't need. And I started negotiating the non-negotiables. And I lost track on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then I would become the health coach Monday to Friday until my husband arrived. And then I let loose. So then I wasn't really leading the lifestyle that I was promoting, was I? Because I was pretty much a yo-yo in my own healthy way. I don't know if that makes sense. And at the end of the day, I was self-sabotaging not only my health and fitness, but I was also kind of playing the business of, let me play around with the health and I'll get back on Monday on the wagon, on and off, on and off, on and off. And then I would lose the 5, gain the 10. That's not fun. And it doesn't make us feel any better. So my focus, my energy was kind of all messed up. So with To Be Mindset, being so consistent on the meal plan and tracking my meals, I feel free now. Weekends come and go. 4th of July is tomorrow. Like, I've let go of the hype with food. Food is function. Food is not therapy. And for me, food was everything before. Not sure if there's emotional eaters here, but I am one that I am honest about that, because emotional eating was something that I always, caved into. So if I was stressed, I had a specific food that I would eat. If I was happy, there goes another. Like, I had specific places that I would go to enjoy that specific moment in my life. Like, if I'm PMSing, you better believe it was ice cream. I'm a pizza lover, still am. You'll never take pizza away from me. And I find that with To Be Mindset, I'm able to do that. I'm able to own my decisions, but I'm no longer trapped in the mentality of quick fixes or short-term results, because they never lead to anything good in any aspect of life. So I think that that's one of the major aha moments for me, was all about breaking up with the diet and the end date, because after 90 days of being in this cast, we couldn't share anything. I remember we had a planned vacation that we actually earned because of our Success Club trips. We usually go every year. I've earned them. And we were going away, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm going on vacation as a bunny. And I literally was in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, that is dear to my heart. And I was legit. I followed the program. And at that moment, I had to break up with food and deadlines. And since then, I've made this a lifestyle that now I'm able to now invite people with more conviction, with love, because I've lived it. And I think it's a much different perspective when you've been in the trenches and you're able to let them know, I've been there, I can help you. And the tools that we have are amazing. I think that Ilana has given us so much credibility. I'm so excited about September and getting the nutrition certification. Like, I am all in there. And once you know that this is for long term, you're able to now see the results yourself and then share it with someone else and inspire them to take action. And that's something that I've seen in my home. The more veggies I brought into my life, the more my family's having it. Water first, veggies most is something that my son, who's 6, follows. Yes, not to the T, but at least he kind of mimics mommy, what she's having. My dad has been able to release 15 pounds. This is a program that has helped everybody that I've actually touched base with in my surrounding. And it's something that I'm really grateful for. My mom suffers from lupus, which is an ANA, an autoimmune disease, which is horrible, and she's always in pain, and her medications are really high, and she's been able to adapt to be mindset, not exercising. And I think that to be mindset has allowed us to not only work with a specific group of people. This is an all size fits all program, and I think that the opportunity is endless as far as sharing what it's done for us and bringing people along. And just living the bunny life is something that I am forever grateful for, and highlighting the success of the group, because people are dropping weight. I don't know about you guys, but if you follow it to the T, you will notice at the beginning, in a week or two, you can lose up to 8 pounds. I know that I lost the first month a good 13 pounds. And that's because I trusted the process and I trusted Ilana. Was it hard? Yes. Because it's not easy when people are telling you, oh, water first and veggies. When you think of veggies, it's like, ew, I don't want broccoli. I'm not a broccoli person. But there's so much different variety out there that I didn't even know existed. But I learned and I applied and I took action. And I think that it's only allowed me to grow in a personal aspect and also look at my business in a different way. Because I no longer show up just to show up. I'm no longer putting up a facade Monday to Friday, and then on weekends I'm turning up. Yes, if I have my wine, I own up to it, because that's another thing. It's not that we need to be 100%. I do follow the 80-20 because we have to live. But let's say in the beginning, if you're looking for weight loss, you need to focus on weight loss. So, the cheats become treats here and there, not, all the time, until you meet your goal. And then after that, you can play a little bit and have some wiggle room. But it's no longer that vicious cycle that I was creating, and I wasn't feeling comfortable. And I find that once you feel that way, it's a different way when you approach people, because you yourself don't feel confident in the program. Something's changed in me that now I speak about to be mindset, and I speak with love. I speak with conviction because I've been through it, and I believe in it because I went through the process and I allowed myself to learn the principles, let go of the fitness. I had to let go of it because I was one that was always stuck on the working out, and I would eat to supplement because I deserved it. That wasn't the case with 2B Mindset. I was focusing 100% on nutrition because that was the goal. As a 2B cast member, they wanted us to really focus on that, because the transformation they wanted to showcase to you guys was that nutrition is vital, that it is 100%. And those are the results that you'll see. The 29 pounds that I released with 2B Mindset was solely on nutrition. I would work out here and there occasionally, but not 100%. And I think that all throughout, even now with Lyft and all of that, yes, I follow the programs because now I'm in a different phase. I want to strengthen and lengthen and feel more confident in my body. And muscle is sexy. But my nutrition has never changed, and it hasn't since I was introduced to Ilana and her principles. It's truly life-changing if you really apply it. I don't know if you guys want to chat openly. I'm open for questions. I like to just have open conversation.
We can definitely do that, because I know Jessica loves the 2B mindset. I know for Rosie, it's been really transformative. But I want to ask you, my kid is screaming at me to go clean his butt. But I want to ask you.
I have the same issue with Elias.
I want to ask you, how was it for you? Because for us, like, the container system was something that was so like fundamental, and we thought in colors and containers. Mm-hmm. How was it for you making that transition? And I'm going to go clean his butt.
Yeah. Thank you. So I think that the container system worked for me in the beginning because I was very religious in the beginning. I think that everybody, when you say yes to something, you're committed and you're like, all right, let me follow this to the T. And I was also very desperate. I was 215 pounds and I needed to lose weight like ASAP. Like my life depended on it. So I really followed the containers in the beginning really well. But then I got comfortable, and then I started saying, oh, that's a red. And then I would add more to the blue than the blue container. And I would stuff it with cheese, or I would add more guacamole, or I would add more nuts here and there, and I would over accessorize. So yes, it was healthy. Yes, it was almonds, but I overdid it. with the containers. And I find that I got lost in the shuffles. The green containers weren't enough for me. I would actually just use, and it's sad now looking back, I would only have maybe 2 green containers during the whole day. And I needed to have like 3 or 4. And I would just stuff them into my Shakeology because I just omitted the ability to like look at vegetables as an option for me. That's why Shakeology came into my life in perfect timing. And I would just stuff my cup with a lot of spinach and I would blend it, and that would be my servings for the day. And then after that, it would be carbs galore. And as you know, with the container system, I was eating a lot of carbs. I was having a lot of bananas, which is my favorite fruit, with oatmeal. And then on that, I would have bread. So if you would calculate all the containers, I was overeating on things that weren't needed. Like I didn't need all that. So transitioning into 2B mindset, I'm like, wow, how am I going to plate this? Like, what does she mean? What does this look like? I had to stay in tune with me. And that's where the tracking system came in. We did initially get meal deliveries. So I got to understand the variety and also the amount of foods. So for me, that was scary as well, because I wasn't in control of what I was going to eat. Every morning at 5 a.m., we would get a delivery in a blue bag with our meals for a whole few months consecutively. So I was exposed to a lot of different textures, and I am a picky eater. If anyone knows me, they know that I eat with my eyes. Like, food needs to look pretty a certain way in order for me to enjoy it. It has to be crunchy, flavorful, and all of that. And vegetables were not my thing. So for me to transition from fixed container to all this variety was scary in the beginning. And I had my moments, and that's where I would recruit and lean into the group. I would post, I would, jot down on the journals my situations, speak to Ilana, research other things that I can do. But I got to learn about myself more than ever. And that's where I created my blueprint and understanding what I really needed to feel full and satisfied. But it wasn't easy, because I at one point even bought colorful bands to kind of keep track of what I was eating. Truly, because it was like 2 yellows, 3 greens, 2 purples, and we did live in color for so many years that to transition out of it was kind of like, whoa, what am I doing now? I felt too free, but in a sense freeing, because I no longer needed to count anything, no calories, no restrictions. It was literally breakfast, lunch, snack if I was hungry, and dinner, and I'm done. Dinner and done changed my life, because I was a late night snacker. And I'm not going to tell you that I was unhealthy with all of my decisions. I wasn't, but I am a walnut lover. Peanut butter is my jam. So in excess, obviously, it's going to show up on the scale. And that's another thing I let go of. So yes, the fixed container, and I let go of the scale. I started becoming in love with my body and how I was feeling. And hear me out. Coming from 215 pounds to a size 6, I was like, oh, but I'm looking good. Like, I feel good. And I was never a size 6 in my life, but they were feeling snug. So all of that was a huge transition for me. But I think that with time, I just started feeling more comfortable with the program and within my own skin, in a sense.
So it was like a gradual transition. So there was
yes, it had to be a mind shift, and I needed to literally omit it from my mind. Like, no longer color. I'm living free.
How about the fact that you've stayed on this, that the test group has been over and you've maintained it? Because I know, like, for me, after Coeur de Force, I'm like, okay, I'm not eating like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of you that's like, that you compete in your head over how you looked at that point. So how have you dealt with that? How has 2B mindset been different than everything you've done before?
It has to do with a mindset shift. Something happens within, and it happened to me during the 3rd month break after the 90 days. I've always done 90 days. That's how I lost my initial weight. After that, when Punta Cana came, that's when I said, oh, but this is legit. This is for life. So I've been able to maintain it. And I am so proud of that. I never have done that before. I am actually thinner in inches than I was when I submitted when I did the whole interview situation. And it's something that you don't see in our community, in Beachbody. I've seen a lot of people that have done a lot of other fitness programs, and it's very short term. It's fixed based. And if you're there cool in the beginning, but if you're looking for long-term success, To Be Mindset has allowed me now to see that it is possible because I've lived it now. And I'm not going back because I don't need any more. I'm following the system. It's part of my livelihood. I've literally welcomed it into my life. I've been to everywhere. Where haven't I been? I've celebrated. Life continues, right? Birthdays, anniversaries, kids' birthday parties. I'm a mama too, so I'm always being invited. I have a huge family, but it's become part of me. It's no longer like, oh, I'm just doing this for a short period of time, and then after this, I'm done. No, this is the way that I'm living because I enjoy it. I don't feel restricted anymore. I feel free to make decisions wherever I'm at. If I want wine, yes, I'll have my wine because I've learned about me. But I think that the difference that needs to occur in all of us and in the community itself is taking ownership of our journey from start to end, like every single day. And I love the tracker. I don't know if you guys have welcomed it into your life. I know that it's like woohoo, like, why do I need to do this again? But if you really take it into consideration and welcome it into your life, yes, that tracker right there, you can apply it to your personal life, your business, and your health and fitness, because you're starting the day with an intention. And that goes for anything in the business. What is my intention today? Your positivity, your stance on life. I'm going to conquer the day. I'm winning the day. I'm becoming stronger every single day. And the posture starts changing. You start building more confidence, because rather than doing a rep in an hour, and I'm not, trying to lowball core de force. I know that my sister's also one part of the test group, and for her it was very difficult to kind of transition into To Be Mindset. She's like, I don't have any issues with food. It's all good. Like, you don't have to have an issue with food to follow To Be Mindset. It's just a matter of welcoming the idea of a nutrition-based program 100% and bringing in fitness 20 or as an extra credit, right? And I find that transition is difficult in the beginning, but once you tackle it and you welcome it, it's going to be freeing, because now you're able to create your own blueprint. I have my own. Now you have the opportunity to create your own. Like, I know my body like never before. If I need a weight loss day, I can refer back to my tracker and follow exactly what I ate, because I know what works for me and I know what doesn't. And other programs don't do that. You can work out for a whole hour. Yes, you can show me your muscles, but internally, you're not focused. I don't care who you are. If you're eating crappy, your thoughts are foggy. If you're not consistent with your nutrition, you're feeling like your worst enemy because you're fighting against the fork. And something's happening that you're not tackling, right? And I find that the tracker helps you with that. Identify your truths. No one else can do that but you. And I find that I love To Be Mindset because of that. It's raw, it's real, because you can't fake it. To Be Mindset, if you follow it, it's impossible for you not to lose weight. I don't care who you are. You can be 80 years old, because I've seen it. You can have any medical diagnosis, well, that I've seen across, and we've have a lot of testimonies. If you follow it, the truth is there. And you can always redirect and transition yourself however you want.
So when you onboard new challengers, is there anyone that you do recommend the containers for, or is it like you go all to be with them?
So I'm not biased, but I may be. It all depends. So it depends on their goals. And I like that we do have options for people. And I'm not, Hitler status and saying, no, because I believe in To Be Mindset, this is what you're supposed to follow. It all depends on the person and their goals. If they're looking to be fit, if they're looking to just bulk up, then the performance line and the fixed program, some people need that. They need to see the actual container so they can understand. And I'm all for that, because I was that person. I had no idea what healthy looked like. I had no idea what a serving looked like. So for these people that have no prior knowledge of what healthy eating is all about, the fixed container is a good visual, and there are people that need to see them specifically, right? And there's others that are more welcoming to the idea of bringing accessories and the To Be Mindset into their life. So it all depends on the individual and their relationship with food, how much weight they're looking to lose, and their past experiences with diets, failed attempts, and so forth. But for the most part, it's been To Be Mindset with me.
I love that you say that, because we are the total solution. Like, no matter what goals a customer that comes to us has, like we do have something for them. So I'm really glad that you touched upon that.
I mean, yeah.
Go ahead. So at Summit, we went to a leadership workshop. We were taking out of our regular halls and we went to a leadership workshop. And I remember something that Christina Delgado said on stage was that when she was promoting herself as fit-ish, she got people that weren't that committed. That they were like wishy-washy because she was just fit-ish. And it wasn't until she did ADF session and she was in the test group for that she started attracting coaches that were hardcore about being on point with their nutrition and their fitness. So how has this changed your business?
It's changed everything, Audrey. And it goes hand in hand with when Christina said that I wanted just to like raise my hand. Amen, sister. Like I felt her so much because it truly was me. Monday to Friday, the healthy, and then finish during the weekend. And we weren't leading by example. And what happens with that is the commitment is not there. So the commitment is going to be kind of the same way in other areas. It's going to trickle down. If you're not committed to your health and journey, if you're not consistent with your vitals, which is, you know, your 4 vitals, drinking your Shakeology, inviting, recognizing, and just showing up to your life every single day, you're going to fall short somewhere else. So for me, my business has changed dramatically, not only because I've been able to release the weight, I've kept it off for the long term. Now I have credibility. I can speak from a point of conviction because I've lived it. I still am. I'm proof that the product works. And there's a huge difference there. You can, you know, share, and we are in a community where we're able to share each other's stories, and that's a beautiful thing. But there's a huge difference when you can write your name down and said, that was me. Come, I'll show you the way. It's huge. So for me, it's allowed me to now welcome people into my life, coaches, challengers, clients, and all. And we're part of this community, and now we're highlighting one another. So it's become more of a community base because now they're proof that the product works. When you commit 100% to your health and fitness and your business the same way, there's no way of looking back. And laser focus. I find that I have more energy. I am no longer feeling defeated because every Monday I felt like a hypocrite. And maybe it's my personality. It didn't help me. I can't fake the funk. So I can't tell you, come join me. And then I'm playing around in the back end when you're doing a cleanse and I'm here having myself, you know, it's just, I can't tell you, go invite 20 people if I'm not doing the same. I need to walk the walk. And I find that that's what To Be Mindset has done for me in the business aspects as well as in the health. So now you get more transformations and you're able to share more on your walls and you have a larger amount of people that are believers, and the more believers you have, the more influence you're going to have.
And then there's like that integrity between everything, and like one fuels the other, right? Because you're being a better coach, you want to go more hardcore in your own journey, and because you're hardcore there, then it influences how you treat your challengers, and being able to tell them, like you said, like, do this, and they see that you are too.
It's huge. And you're working with intention. And I find that once you set your mind up for that, and I love that it's 2 bunnies, it goes with our 4 vitals too. If you look at it, you need to track what you're doing in your business as much as you're tracking what you're eating. What you don't track, then what? And chances are, if you're not seeing success in 2B mindset, is because you're either not tracking or you're not following one of those principles. If you're failing in your business, it's because you're not following those 4 vitals. So I think that that's where the beauty is. We need to check ourselves every single day. And that's where the tracker comes in your business as well as in your nutrition. If you're real with yourself, because you can, you know, we can all do that. I've played that. I know exactly how to position myself and how to look thinner and how to, you know, present the business opportunity. I've been doing this for 5 years. I'm not saying that I know it all, but I know how to fake it. But it's a difference when you're speaking from a place of conviction. People can sense that. People can sense real from fake. And it goes in all aspects of our lives. So I find that that's been key.
And I'm glad you said that, because it's exactly like you said. It goes back to the business. Like when you know, like gut check, like you know what you're not doing. You know why it's not working, and you can complain and blame things or other people, but you know exactly what you are not doing.
It's like the same thing. Oh, okay, I'm not losing weight. Okay. And I love that, because as a coach, this gives us so much more, like it takes off the load from us. And I find that, okay, you're not losing weight. Let's look at your tracker. where are we missing? Like, let's look. Are you not drinking enough water? Did you eat enough veggies? Are you water first, veggies most? Or are you tracking? Are you weighing in every single day? Or are you writing every single bite? Same goes for your business. All the Facebook algorithms, I hear it all. All that Instagram just sucks. A lot of this, a lot of that. Okay, how many people have you invited? Because you can post all day long. You can join every live that's on Facebook. But if you're not doing your part on the back end, like the nitty gritty of following up, of tracking who you've invited, where's your list of people that you've committed to? Where's your tracker? So you know that the people that you reached out to 2 months ago, you can now follow up with them now because they've seen you. They've been exposed to your wall and your story, and you've connected with them in a deeper level. But if you're not tracking and crossing your T's and dotting your I's, that you can't just wing this. And you can wing nutrition and your transformation, and you can wing the business. So To Be Mindset, I think, is the answer for all. It really has been.
You're just truly, a little biased.
I'm a little biased. I love you all, but I am, because it's truly, look, I've had the blessing of having my transformation from Shailene Extreme and all the workout programs that are in our library, and I am forever blessed. But something shifted in me with To Be Mindset, and it's just that, is the credibility, is the ownership of my decisions and my choices. And I am today, every little consistent behavior, every choice I've made every single day has equaled, the 85 weight loss and the 29 that I just lost with To Be Mindset. So it's a culmination of things. It's the ripple effect.
Can you show us your before and after picture real quick?
I can share it with you and you can post it in the group. Is that cool?
Yes. Yes.
Cool. Yes, will do. I don't know if you guys have questions. I know that I could be biased. I don't want to be biased. I love Beachbody. It's changed my life. It's just that To Be Mindset keeps it real.
I was just trying to search for it myself to show everybody.
Let me show you the latest one. I'll send it to you via, hold on. Where am I?
But you guys, you have her right here. Ask her questions. She's lived it longer than all of us. If you have questions that your challengers have a lot. I have challengers that it's hard for them to transition from containers.
Mm-hmm. I can tell you, if you're having difficulty with that, I've had, with our Latino community, it's a little bit more difficult. There's people that just need to see things for themselves. I kind of give them an idea roughly, like 4 green containers is a nice portion for your lunch. For greens, your red is always your protein. I always go by that because there's a lot of volume meters. And the best part is, let's say they can start with that as a base. If they're hungry, then use the Shore More model. Just add 1 more container because we all pretty much have the containers at home. So if they need a little bit extra, they can. So that's when I started my journey. I was 215 there. And this was this weekend, the one with the dress.
Incredible. You look gorgeous.
Thank you. So I've never been, you see, like you can get comfortable too. And I was comfortable in a size 6. I never thought I would fit into a size extra small, a size 2. And most recently in some stores, size 0 if they stretch a lot. I think that the possibilities are endless if you allow yourself to go through the process. It is a process. I'm not telling you that it's easy. Just like any other rep, it's every single day showing up. It's every single day making a decision. Today I'm going to be better than I was yesterday in all aspects of your life. And that's what I love most about Beachbody. It touches upon the 4 pillars. And one thing I have to tell you guys, if you really take this to the next level 100% and commit to yourself like you do to everything else, a year from now, give yourself that commitment. Be here a year from now, showing up every single day, finding out the beautiful thing of what consistency is. That is your mojo. That is your BFF. If you show up to you, I guarantee you your cup is always going to be full because you're leading life by example. You're fueling yourself with dense nutrition, which is the blessing of Shakeology. You're feeling better, clarity of mind. You're working with intention. You're being an influence around those that you love most. And for me, that has been key. I've become a better human because of this community, because I have people like you, Audrey, my sister, Saudi, Mickey. We are blessed to be part of this, right? But what is it if we don't do anything with it, if we don't have anything to show for it? And what I always keep in mind is I started this journey for me selfishly because I needed to lose weight. I needed change. I was 215 pounds. I was done. I was in a freaking dark hole that only God knows where I came from, right? Because that picture looks beautiful, the before and after, but it's taken time. It's taken challenges. It's taken a lot of failures, but failing forward and allowing myself to go through the long process because I was over the quick fixes. The same goes with your business. You cannot expect for your business to grow overnight. It's a consistent behavior. And through time, you start building that momentum. You start feeling more confident in your own step because you've exposed yourself with more people. You've spoken to more people. You've invited more people. You've been there. You've done that. You're able to kind of maneuver a little bit better. But that comes through time. So allow yourself to be here a year from now, but really commit to showing up to those 4, to your 2 bunnies, and apply it to your business and to your life. And trust and believe that we can have a deeper conversation a year from now. And you're going to be like, wow, Noris, you were right. I've seen growth in all aspects of my life. Because you're more aware of you. You can make changes as needed. You see, personal development with 2B mindset is key. If you are not listening, Audrey, I can get really, because mindset is everything. If your mindset is not in agreement with if it's not there, everything else is going to fall short.
It's contagious.
Your energy is contagious. And that comes from your mindset. And what you think is who you are. And who you are is, right now, look at where you're at. Is it where you want to be? Then perfect. Continue doing what you're doing. If you're not content with your current circumstances in those 4 pillars of life, finances, emotional, physical, spiritual, do a check tonight. Like, don't let it go. It's July. It's a beautiful time, actually, that we're having this conversation. Because this is new. It's right after summer. We're refreshed. We're renewed. Mm-hmm. Take a note of where you are, what you want to focus on, and start tackling them every single day and commit to it. On the good days and bad days, because PMS arrives and all hell breaks loose. I only see women here. Sorry. So it's not like that life doesn't happen to all of us. It does.
It's good. This is a good conversation. This is like team call for the coach soul.
I don't know. I want to chat. I'm more of a chat. I don't, I like having conversations.
Well, I know you guys have something to say or something to ask. So speak up, guys. Speak up.
I don't bite. You're all good? Are you liking 2B mindset? I actually would love to hear. Like, it's been 2 months now. Are you excited about tomorrow?
Can I jump in?
Yeah. I don't know who it is. Hi.
Jessica.
Hi, Jessica. I need to meet you. You're going Saturday?
Yes.
Awesome.
No, I'm in Cali now. I moved. Yeah, but my coaches will be there. You actually were in the group with Miko. And she's one of my coaches, very near and dear to my heart. Yeah, and I did the size test group. So I was very familiar with the first couple of months with the blue bag and how amazing it was.
It's amazing but scary for people like me who's
extremely. So yeah, but the food actually wasn't bad. But I think I started my journey many years ago at 250 pounds and lost 50 pounds in a very unhealthy way. And just yo-yo dieting, Weight Watchers, diet pills, sometimes going to the hospital because of them, like just really doing terrible things because I was just so unhappy with myself. And then I found Beachbody 3 years ago and started with T25, and then I got into the size test group. So all I knew in terms of Beachbody were like container life and exercising. And then I got into a car accident that put me down for just about like 6 months where I couldn't work out and stuff, or couldn't work out to my potential. Because once I lost the weight, I lost 46 pounds with size, and ended up losing 100 and something pounds in total.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you. But once I lost the weight, I then became addicted because you felt like that was the only way that you could really lose the weight, was having to work out and do like 2-3 workouts a day. I would be like Ask Audrey, like ridiculous. We did quarter force and I would do like 2, 3 of them. And she's like, whoa, just let's calm down. You know, because I felt like, yeah, I felt like that was the only way I could lose weight and keep the weight off rather. And then I moved, my husband and I were not separated. Well, we were still together, but lived apart for this past year. He just moved by the grace of God. But during the time that we were apart, I didn't have any family or friends in California. And I kind of got into an emotional dark state. And I would work out still and do what I could, but because the injury slowed me down and I wasn't really following the containers, I ended up drinking all the time. It was really just a vicious cycle. And I started putting on weight and started seeing numbers that I hadn't seen since, before I started during test group and losing weight. And I just felt so down. And I'm like, how could I be, sitting here preaching about health and fitness and everything like that. And I'm sitting here gaining weight and drinking and not being my authentic self, being real. And then 2B came out. Katie is actually, Caitlin McCabe?
Yes.
So Caitlin is one of my best friends. I'm actually in her wedding. So she was like, I can't wait till 2B comes out. And, Kimiko was going through it. And I was just so excited. I knew that it would be a game changer for me, but I didn't realize how much it would really be a game changer for me. And honestly, since I've started this, I've lost 16 pounds. I'm literally 4 pounds away from when I finished the test group.
That's awesome.
I am so happy, but I feel so emotionally free from food. It is, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to really put it into words, but it has been such a game changer. And the first month I was really like learning, what was going on with my body, and weighing every day made me nervous, but it needed to happen, and seeing the effects every single day. And it's really informational. And now I get on the scale. I'm like, okay, great day. Or, I can't have this at night. And it's just been such a growing process. And since then, I've also become more familiar with my business. And like you said, in personal development has become a second nature to me. Praying again and just being one with myself, everything just really shifts once 2B comes in. And I am drinking the 2B Kool-Aid, because now I'm like, oh, this is it. This is life. I can't even, I stopped working out.
I think that we've allowed ourselves to fill our time with certain things that add to our life and that don't deplete us. And I find that once we kind of play around too much and the fetish world can be a little bit dangerous. Because it affects us. It affects the way that we function. It affects the way that we speak about the business, about ourselves, and how we feel. So energy is contagious again. So that's why I love 2B, because it kind of releases you from all of that. You no longer need to feel that way. If you want to have that wine, have it, own it. Yeah. And you track and you make adjustments as needed, but it's no longer like, let me work out twice. And that was me too. So I can totally relate. I would do doubles.
Yeah, doubles. I'll just work out. It'll be fine. I'll dance.
Do a double, and then I'm not against cleanses. I actually love the 3-day refresh more with 2B Mindset, because it's very aligned with the nutrition. But I would live on cleanses from Shakeology. Yeah.
But it's different now, and it's really been a life changer for me. Awesome. Especially with the emotional eating. It's I would watch that video sometimes when I feel like, okay, I need a cookie, and it's like, Jessica, do you really need the cookie? Like, let's be real, and
something. Have you guys do you guys do Zoom calls with your challengers?
Yes.
2B Mindset also brought that into my life, and I find that I've been able to connect better, more intimate, because I think that 2B Mindset is not so much about the physical. It's about how we're feeling. It's a lot about feelings, emotions, how are we doing, our struggles, and together let's come up with a solution. And I find that it brings realness to life.
Agreed.
Because we can, show, and I'm all for abs. I want them one day. But there's so much power in vulnerability, because together we can bring each other up. And I find that 2B Mindset has also welcomed that into my life, and I hope that you guys can apply it too. Ilana used to host weekly calls with us, and they were very therapeutic. So hosting them with your team also will bring you closer. I find that that's helped as well.
Rosie, I'm gonna pick on you.
Hi, baby. The baby's sleeping. I don't want to wake the baby up. Hi, Rosie.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Oh, she's asleep.
Yeah, 2B mindset. It's been well, I'm 7 months pregnant now. And so I started it, mid-pregnancy, and I've been following a lot of the pregnancy modifications for it. And I haven't been, but I know there's, what I love about it is, again, that freedom, that sense of, you don't have to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And with the containers, I was very much like a self-sabotager. Like if I messed up, if I missed a container, if I went over a container, then I would self-sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be angry at myself. I'm like an all or nothing. But with this, there's been a freedom of, it's okay. You track it. And even me being pregnant, I know the scale is going up. It's only going up. But to be able to still get on that scale every day. I used to totally just not get on the scale when I was pregnant. I was terrified to get, and I'd go into the OB office and I'd kind of close my eyes and I'd just be like, forget it. I don't want to know. But just to be able to just get on that scale every day and to even see, I've even lost weight eating plenty that as much as I should, being pregnant or, whatever it might be, and following pregnancy modifications, having a carb at night, whatever it might be. And that's been real freedom for me. Especially the getting away from that self-sabotage. And I admit also, like for me, the journey, it's not perfect. Like I didn't start 2B mindset and, everything is right on target, but I see now like a pathway and a trajectory for me to really remove myself from that self-sabotaging all or nothing way.
Mm-hmm.
And, just one day at a time, you learn about yourself, you learn about your body, you learn about how food affects it. And yeah, even being pregnant, and I remember, the last appointment I went to my OB, she's like, wow, she's like, this is great. The numbers, everything is looking, because I remember going in the first appointment and I was just like, I'm scared because I think I'm higher than I was when I started, when I was pregnant last time, which wasn't that long ago. And, I was really upset about it. And she's like, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. And then I started 2B mindset, and last appointment, she was like, this is great. She's like, you're doing so well. Everything is on, it's been freedom in that sense for me. And, part of me, the biggest struggle that I've had with it is kind of adjusting to a different type of, which is a good thing, I think, a different type of challenge group. And for me to, as you said, be more vulnerable with my challengers and, in those groups and connecting with them more on that emotional level.
Mm-hmm.
And having to admit to them that I'm not perfect, and that I, have bad days and I'm pregnant and trying to figure this out and just all of these things. But I think that's been a blessing also for me in my own journey. And I think that the vulnerability, like they appreciate that. They don't want someone who's perfect.
I think that's the best part because they can relate with you in so much. Like, I respect you so much more because you're pregnant. Not that pregnancy, look, and I guess it's because the way that I used to handle my pregnancies. I had 60 plus weight gains with my pregnancies. I was not the healthiest pregnant woman because it was freedom galore and not in a good way. So for you to now accept 2B mindset and welcome it while you're pregnant gives you so much more like credits, like brownie points, because you are staying in tune with your health and also for your baby, like healthy mom, healthy baby. So more power to you. And I find that that's what this community is all about. We're not in this whole thing that we need to look a certain way to be a coach. And that's what I love about being a coach. I never in my life thought that I would be a coach. Like I went to college, I graduated, I loved early intervention, I worked that. That's what I thought my future was all about. And then the person that struggled so much with her weight now is helping others lose the weight and now make it a business. It's like, it's crazy how life turns, right? But it's because I've been real. I'm human. And I think that once we start shifting from perfection to just sharing our progress, our failures, and that every single eating opportunity or any opportunity is one that we can take for learning and growing, not so much beating ourselves up because we failed and we messed up. And that goes also if you're doing the business. If you didn't meet, let's say, your goals last month, that's cool. What can you do differently today that can bring you closer to your goal? Same goes with your weight loss. You didn't lose the weight you wanted to last month. It's all good. What can you do? You can't unscramble eggs. That's a fact. What can you do today and moving forward? And every new opportunity is a new chance to make things better.
This was an amazing call.
I hope you guys think that I'm not like your to-be mindset Nazi.
No, it's just like coming from since I did core to course, like I understand how passionate you become when you go full in and you just surrender to the process. You become a better person on all levels. And we don't have to be in an official test group in order to feel like that. You know, we need to surrender to the process and have that patience. And this call tonight, I want to thank you because you not only educated us on the to-be mindset, but you also spoke to us, spoke to our souls, being vulnerable, from being coaches with integrity that are actually doing what we're supposed to be doing. My son keeps questioning. And also to the business, like this was a powerful business call. Also,
it applies even to your relationships. Are you showing up? Are you tracking your dates? Are you tracking your me time? Manis and petties are important.
All of that is important.
Everything. You're important. You all are.
And we can balance everything. We can continue this call. All right, Noris, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good night and get your tickets to Summit. If you
I hope I see some of you on Saturday.
Yes, we will see a few of us on Saturday.
Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.